and let all those that love thy name praise thee with thanksgiving. So they joined. What's the word?
Battle.
Battle? Third, fourth?
So they joined battle.
So they joined battle. You old English. So they joined battle. I know this thing of battle. Slack yo. So they joined battle, and there were slain of the host of Lysias above 5,000 men. Even before them were they slain. Now when Lysias saw his army put to flight, and the manliness of Judah's soldiers, and how they were ready either to live or to die valiantly, he went to Antiochia and gathered together a company of strangers, and having made his army greater than it was, he purposed to come again into Judea.
See, and you know that Israel, it is no soft punk ass bitch niggas in Israel.
Bring it up.
For these 2/3.
Done.
All right, these sold out niggas. All right, but as for the men of the Lord, and for the men that serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, hey, we gonna stand firm. All right, and we gonna fight for the cause.
Done.
You see, to death. All right. What up?
Verse 36. Then said Judas and his brethren, behold, our armies are discomfited. Slack you. Behold, our enemies. Behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up to cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary.
Right, and it says, let us, now that our enemies are discomfited, let us go up and cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary.
God.
All right, now, what was they cleaning the sanctuary from? All right, they was cleaning and cleaning the sanctuary from the atrocities that Antiochus had did. All right, where he was sacrificing unclean meat. All right, we was, with all the bullshit that these Greeks and these Edomites are into. All right, the homosexuality and all that shit. All right, you can read it in 1 Maccabees chapter 1.
It says 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 21. It's 2 parts actually.
Yeah.
It says, verse 20, and after that Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 140th and 3rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude, and entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar and candlesticks of light and all the vessels thereof, the table of shewbread and the pouring vessels and the vials and censers of gold, and the veil and the crowns and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, and all he pulled off. He took also the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he found, and when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre, and spoken very proudly.
See, and imagine you get to do something like this to the men of the Lord, all right, or to the nation which the Most High had chosen. Right. There's something that you may think you're supposed to brag and boast about, all right, and this is exactly what King Antiochus did. You see, where he go and he speak proudly, hey, these are all the things that I did to Israel. They probably had like a play or a book written about his stories. All right, tales of glory. You see?
Yes, like that's true. They did that back in the day. They sing songs of glory as well. Book of Psalms talked about that. Right? This is 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed idols and profaned the Sabbath.
Why you start to Tom 35?
35? Oh, This is 1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 35. They stored it also with armor and victuals, and when they had gathered together the spoils of
29. Start at 29. Slack.
yeah. 1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 29. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collectors of tribute into the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Alright, and there's one thing, once you conquer a land, you know that land is now in debt to you or your servants.
Yeah.
Alright, they have to pay tribute to you.
AKA tax.
Tax, which we know as tax today. Alright? So what King Antiochus did after 2 years, sent his collector to collect the tribute, the gold, the silver, and what else you know the people wanted to give as tribute to him. Alright? Good.
It says verse 30. And spake peaceably words. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit.
Yeah, and there's nothing new. Alright? We're saying Psalms chapter 49. It said that he come with his mouth, with his words smoother than butter. Alright? But in his heart was deceit. So it ain't nothing new what King Antiochus was doing. He just doing what the line of his fathers were doing.
Ye are of your father the devil.
Exactly. Right? And they prove that the Greeks are Edomites.
That's right.
What?
Verse 30, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel. Sounds something like Christopher Columbus did. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle. They builded they a city of David with a great and strong wall, and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them.
Or in other words, a garrison.
That's right.
Or embassy. Alright? They come and they build a fortress for them. So they would be in Jerusalem, fortified in Jerusalem.
Okay.
Alright? So they take your land and build a safe ground for themselves.
Okay.
You see? Go ahead.
It says, verse 33, then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall, and with mighty towers, and made it all a stronghold for them. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. 35. They stored it also with armor and victuals, and when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there. So they became a sore snare, for it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel.
Go ahead.
37. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary, and defiled it.
Yep. So by building that fortress right there, guess what? The sanctuary at one point in time was a safe ground, all right, or a safe hold for Israelites.
Okay.
You see? So what? They built the fortified place and went against the sanctuary to defile it.
Okay.
All right, and he's gonna tell you more as we read down.
Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it. 38. And so, Slack, if I could say that real quick, right? You see, they shed innocent blood by the sanctuary so they could defile it, because when a man died, you're unclean for 7 days, right? Earlier when we was coming here, we saw a church right outside is a graveyard. So if there's a holy place, we held a graveyard doing outside the church. You know? Right. That's a quick footnote.
Yeah, but if you get slaughtered, right?
Yeah.
Like when the body fresh, you're in the fire. But like how they skip body 2 days and 3 days and so, after that you're defiled.
That's right.
Because remember, Samson, right? One he vows that he wasn't supposed to go near to the dead. Yet he slayed a lot of men.
That's right.
And yet he wasn't defiled.
Yeah.
That's true.
Verse 38. Insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her. Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into a reproach, her honor into contempt. 40. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning.
Yeah, you know, so there weren't any priests to offer any burnt offering, you know, to make any intercession. All right, nobody was being in the temple, you know, in the sanctuary. Why? Because it was completely destroyed. All right, it was defiled. You see?
Verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to this whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consent to his religion, and sacrifice unto idols, and profane the Sabbath. 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the city of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the